Welcome to another stream. All right. I'm all set now. What's up, Max? How you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wrong account. Oh, now I'm curious who it actually is. What's up, Sammy? How you doing? What's up, Conifer? El Unito. Stream win. Stream now. Just little old me. Dude, I love that mouse, that Sensei. I really like the old one. Then I got this new one because I think the scroll wheel stopped working for me. Like I'd scroll up and it would like double scroll sometimes. It was really annoying. Yeah, I'm eating breakfast still. It's 6 a.m. here, so. But I got the new one. It's pretty nice. Though the mouse wheel squeaks just a little bit. Yeah, it was worth it. I had it for many years, for many moons. 6 a.m. 5 a.m. is work time. I know. They're gonna dock my pay, I think, today, or I'm gonna have to stay like a couple hours late just to make up for that hour I missed in the start. So yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to feed my family. Still, despite me losing a lot of my paycheck from today. You guys want to see where we're at? I've been spending so much time with the client prediction and interpolation system. Let me do both. Oh, you're off sick? Oh no. Train strikes everywhere. Yeah, you guys were telling me. That's kind of crazy. Snow melting away, but people here, oh my gosh, snow, it'll kill us. Yeah, we don't get very much snow here either. I wrote some like simulations. So this drops like 15% of packets and adds a lot of lag. So that's what it would look like now. I might add another layer of interpolation on top of this to kind of smooth out those hitches that you see. But overall, it's pretty good. This is what I hope it'll be like when you guys get on. It'll be somewhat similar to this kind of movement. But it's not terrible. But all of these purple boxes, that's the client predicting where you should be. And then this is what the server last told you where you were. I guess I should sim both. This is two of you guys talking. But yeah, it's using WebRTC now, so. So actually, the interesting thing about using WebRTC was it unlocked a lot of optimizations that I could do that I couldn't do with TCP, because now I can like send, like if there's like 5% packet loss, I can just send 2 packets of every frame's input, and then like that negates a lot of the packet loss that I might see. Whereas in TCP, I can't really send 2 packets because they get reordered and structured for me. So, but yeah, it's not perfect yet, but work in progress. My mom made me this stollen bread, so I'm eating that for breakfast. It's pretty good. A what? It's called stollen. Stolen. Mm. Stolen. This. I know you're homeless. Hey, what's up, TLK? How you doing? I know you're homeless and unemployed, but you don't need to go that route. Dang. That's true. I'll never steal. I'll never steal again. But the one really cool thing about this system is like my physics tick rate I dropped a lot. I dropped it in half, so the physics tick rate is a lot slower. And then I also send an eighth as many packets. I dropped my, because before I was sending a packet every single tick rate. That's why it's so smooth. But now I'll be able to save a lot of bandwidth. In fact, like I'll use a 16th of as much bandwidth now. So quite the optimization. But it required me to do a lot of crazy stuff to make it look smooth. Yeah. Dude, homeless people wish they could eat this stuff. It's pretty good though. It's really like cinnamony. It goes really good with coffee. So you're technically eating dessert for breakfast? Exactly. It's not that sweet of it. It's not like it's cake or anything like that. It's like, I'd consider it bread. It's not very sweet. Just a little bit of cinnamon on top. And there's raisins inside of it. Let me try to find one that looks like the one. Or I can't find anything. Okay, that has a pole. I can slap kielbasa on it because it's bread. Is that what you guys eat? Do Polish people eat that a lot? Make a little hot dog. I'm gonna confirm this with one of my Polish friends. Sorry if that was super loud. I'm from the countryside. Oh, gotcha. One of my friends who lives near me is Polish, and I confirm everything you tell me about Poland with him. So just keep that in mind. So you can't slip anything past me. Oh. City folks, shake my head. Yo. You gotta show them what's what. So you're not from the city. You're not from the big city in Poland. You're from the mountains, or the countryside. Like a farm, countryside, or just like more rural. The forest, mountains. Oh God, my American geography is showing. Rural and forest. Gotcha. Yeah, don't even ask me to draw a map because I will fail. So you're kind of like a woodsman, huh? I don't really know what I want to work on today. Um, y'all don't know the bliss of wet sugar on bread. There's still a few hitches. I might just add. Let me just see what it looks like to add a little interpolation at the end. Is that what you guys do? You guys put wet sugar on bread? We do a lot of like powdered sugar here, I feel like. That was a long time ago when I was a kid. Oh, gotcha. Most countries said kids did because sweets cost too much. Oh, interesting. Let me comment this out so I don't lose it. Post commie vibes. Ah. I should learn about Poland so I can keep up with your conversations. Read up some Polish history. Well, I had like a little bit of a slow or a pretty fast interpolation at the very end. That smooths out some of these like misprediction hitches that you see. Ask your friend, he'll go ham explaining it. I forgot to add quotation marks on the term friend. Yep. Yeah, if you can call him that. It's just this guy that I annoy. He's pretty busy most of the time. He usually can't hang out with me, you know. Mostly he's busy with he's got other stuff going on, you know. You know how it is. Most people are pretty busy these days. Yeah, look at that. We got little weapons. We got health bars. That's not very good. Oh, I really just want this interpolation on the client prediction, I think. Because that messed up my shooting, adding this. The shooting still looks kind of weird. Like sometimes it doesn't go all the way and sometimes it does, you know? Like it's like you can kind of see the collider gets all the way to here, but the animation only gets to there. It's like it's missing one frame. Did the character disappear behind the wall? Yeah. They can get behind the walls. Deployed build isn't working? I haven't deployed this. This is just on my local branch right now still. Sorry. I just haven't deployed it. One day I will. I really gotta set up like a pipeline. The glider's quicker than the sprite. Should they? Yeah. That's what I was just saying. Like, well, so here's how, when you have very fast rendering, I think actually if I increase my frame rate, I think it would probably render fine. My render frame rate, I mean, because how you do, or how I ended up with my physics system is that, here, let me draw this. My alarm just went off. Hold on. Just make sure I've got them all turned off. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So before, we'll do before and after of what I've done. Before, this is what I did. These were like the network ticks. Then I had physics ticks. you have render ticks. And I would like time these very, very closely. So everything was rendered and simulated at this basically the same time. The rendering was a little bit looser though, because it was VSync locked. So this might shift off, but these two were locked together. These two are locked together, and then this one's at the same rate. It's running at 60 hertz, you know, but it's or it's running at 60 hertz, but it's like there could be some like slop time in between that, right? But what I've changed, or so now, or the problem with this is now I'm sending packets like 60 times a second basically, which is too fast. So what you do is you slow it down. So now I send them like, here I can look. It's actually ridiculously slow how fast I'm sending packets. 32 times 8. What's that? 256. So every 256 milliseconds now, I send a packet. This used to be 16 milliseconds. Now it's 256. So I've decreased my bandwidth quite a lot. And then physics is, there's 8 of these ticks. There's 8 physics ticks for every network tick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not gonna do the rest, but it's like that basically. But these are a little bit further spread out. And then now I'm gonna make render red. Now there's probably like 2, or actually there's, how many do I normally see? I don't know, but now there's render ticks that happen inside of physics ticks. Because these are like theoretically happening as fast as possible. But because I've increased the size of the physics tick to be 32, this was also 16, and this was also like 16-ish. Now this is 32, right? Now there's a big jump every here when physics was simulated, it was like this, so it was already like very smooth. But now down here we have these big physics jumps, and in networking we have really big jumps, you know, like 8 physics jumps is 1 networking jump. So what you do is you smooth that out by interpolating between these points. So I do a network interpolation that interpolates each physics point of things that are networked. And then inside of that, I do render interpolations based off how far in the physics frame you are. So there's like an interpolation that happens here to figure out where this should be. Because like there's some position that was sent over the network and says, oh, you're here now. Like this is maybe 1. That's 2. That's 1. That's 2. Then there's 8 physics ticks inside of here. You know? And so I use the time between the 2 ticks to determine how far along this path you are. And then I interpolate you to be that position. But then inside of that, these are still pretty big. As an experienced backend tab who knows nothing about game development, with 2 years experience in Golang, I'm learning so much. Thank you. Oh, appreciate that. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. So what so this gets you interpolate your physics positions, and then you have the 2 physics positions that you're working with. Then you interpolate between those with every render tick, you know. This is another interpolation that happens, but they happen every rendering frame. And if you guys want a good article about this, you can read this. This kind of talks about it, or this is where I got the modeling from. He's mostly talking about the physics, having a slow physics tick and then a fast render tick. So what might be happening with my rendering though, when I run this, and then you shoot, what could be happening is just like the things dying before the render interpolates to the last physics position, just because of like weird timing problems. I actually think I could fix that by doing Right now, my rigid body simulation is based off of the fixed time step, and because the fixed time step's big, it's pretty far. I just think that the collider gets killed before the animation fully interpolates. Does that make sense? I don't know why it would. Because how the projectile set up is like they have like a death timer, I call it, and once they hit their death time, they just get destroyed. But if I shrink this down, you can kind of see. So now the physics tick's a lot lower. Like it's very close to the render tick. You can actually see there's more dots now too, right? Because the little purple dots are the physics ticks. So now it's going at the same distance. It's still a little bit off, but yeah. I'm trying to think of how to fix this for the high physics ticks though. Oh, what I was thinking too. If I disable VSync, let's hear how this looks. It gets to about the same thing. It's just hard to see this last frame. Like I never see this last frame get drawn. I wonder if it's because it gets destroyed though. I don't know, that's weird. But now, I'm curious what this looks like. Yeah, like now you can see like I'm very high frame rate. This is my largest system is 1 millisecond. The question mark S, that's microseconds. But we will probably leave VSync on mostly. What a calming UI. This? Thank you, buddy. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like the collider should be hitting there. Hey, I never said it looked pretty. Like according to how I'm drawing the colliders, it looks like it should be hitting. Actually, I wonder if it's okay. I wonder if what's happening is I'm interpolating the next physics tick. Wait, does that make sense? Let me look at where my death timers are triggered. Update death timers. That's in my physics system. Morning, JJ. If the death timer, I'm actually not really sure. Let's see here. Oh, I want to look at this player file. When I spawn a projectile, it lasts for 150 milliseconds. One problem here, though, is that it's not a very good multiple of a physics tick. But what that should cause, I feel like it should cause it to last. What's our physics tick side? 32. 32. 155 by 32 is 4.6. So it should last 5 frames because once it goes over that time, it'll get killed. Wait, let me look at the order of systems really quick. Okay. So we do the rigid body physics. Well, we update the death timers first. So on the very last frame, this should get deleted. And then we'd run a rigid body physics again. So you'd think the animation would go all the way there. Not using const? Oh. Message retracted. I'm using const here. Look at me. Look at me being a proper programmer. Not using const parentheses. Oh. I guess I could do that. I do that for imports, but for these I like to make blocks. I guess I could. Sorry, you're gonna have to gotta suffer a little bit. I'm gonna put my desk down. Give me 1 second. Oh, or snake case for constants. Yeah. I don't know. I'm fine with them being like this. My internal style guide is going crazy. From what I've seen in other packages, it seems like they do constants like this. I'll do blocks. I'll do blocks of constants when they're all the same type. Like when I want to do an iota block or something like that, I'll use a parentheses. But if I'm just declaring like multiple of them, then you know, I'll just leave it alone. But yeah, I do some non-standard things for sure. I feel like there's probably just one frame. Like it's probably that sometimes. It's just strange that it never makes it there. I'm just confused on why it's not making it all the way out here. Why wouldn't it do that? Getting this interpolation stuff to work has been the bane of my existence, though. I hope it's the right way to go. but man, it's painful sometimes. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the last animation frame does seem to be in different spots. So there's, you can see the 5 colliders, which makes sense. But you'd think that by the time the animation would make it all the way to the end by the time the next physics tick runs. I actually wonder if this is caused by how I did something. Let me look at one thing. Oh, now it's making it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotcha. Okay, so this is the right way to do it. What I was doing before, because I need to store the last physics position. Can I do them both down here? Let me try this really quick. Sorry. Then I'll once I understand this, I'll explain it. Actually, I think that makes sense. I don't think I need it here. Why would I store it there? So basically how the physics system works is it computes this position. Where is it? It computes this position in this component called phi.pos. Then I have this interpolating physics position here, which it sets itself to. And this one just tracks the last physics position and the next physics position. So the next physics position is always what just got calculated by the physics step, which is the step above it. And then the last physics position is always what the next used to be, you know? Because we're kind of like shifting the buffer backwards by one. And I had this at the start of my physics tick. It should have been at the end of my physics tick. I even put it to do. This should go at the end. There's just sometimes there's like so many like little things in your head. It's hard to like think about some of the small details, but that physics that fixes it. All right. One thing though is that it looks like I might be doing the like it looks like it should hit that, right? But it's not. And that's probably because I'm doing the rigid body after I do the collision checks. Oh no, I do collision checks at the very end. Oh wait, collision checks? Check collision for damage. Oh, it might be on the server. I'm doing them wrong. Let's go to sys, server sys. Where's rigid body? There's rigid body. Rigid body, trigger attack. Then I do check collisions. Wait, where am I doing the oh, this is happening here now. I don't need this anymore. Wait, let's see what I did. Oh, this is wrong. This is using the net position, not the physics position. Wait, that's so strange. Oh, also I got respawns working too. I forgot to tell you guys. It looks like the collider should be hitting, but it's not for some reason. I don't know why that is. Ultimate MMO farm, exactly. I do want to have like a little bit where people can just fight at the start, like that'll probably be like the next deployment I do is like when people can just battle, and then after that I might remove some of that logic and make it more about like killing things. Violence, finally, exactly. We all were waiting for. Okay, let's think about this. I check the collisions, and then I go through the collisions and check them for damage. Check collisions, updates the colliders to the physics position, which should have which should have already been modified based off of this. Like everything seems to be in the right order. I do rigid body physics. I do collision checks. Check collisions for damage. Trigger respawns. This is if you die. It's hard sometimes because what you see on the client might not actually be what's happening on the server. I wonder if I should build like a renderer for the server that just like displays everything. That would actually be maybe really useful. Like all it is just a camera, and like I can just like WASD move around and see everything. Like it's just a client that like literally just. That might be kind of a lot of work though to do, huh? I don't know. It might be nice. The only thing I can think of is that maybe the timeout on these collider is different, but I think I'm only using it once. Or sorry, the timeout or the death timer on the projectile that gets shot might be set differently. 150 milliseconds. New death timer. Let's search for that. Yeah, there's just this one. I'd actually search. Let's search for AG death timer. Update death timers. Update death timers. That's the only place it gets created, I think. What's this though? Oh, this is adding. Gotcha. Very strange. I mean, it's like very close. Hmm. Like the collider looks like it's overlapping, right? So it should be hitting for sure. Or my collider math's wrong. Wow, that's too it's like it's only colliding with it's like it's colliding with the frame before. Hmm. Like the latest one it doesn't collide with. It's really hard. It's pretty hard to see, but the latest one doesn't collide with. But if I go a little bit further, it'll collide with the one before the latest one. I guess that's not the worst. That's not the worst behavior. I'm not sure why that's happening though. I'm gonna make a little just note this down. Call like I don't know bug. Collider seems to not check the last frame. Which it's weird because it looks like I have the ordering of my systems right. That's another thing I need better visibility into is like making sure that the data, that the systems are ordered properly. I'm finding that that's kind of a difficult thing to keep track of in my head with the ECS framework. Let me cut off a piece of bread. Give me 1 second. I figured you guys didn't want to hear my plate scraping. Okay, so we know it's a bug. I don't know what the problem is yet, but one day I'll reorganize stuff and it'll probably fix it by accident. So I think actually what I might do is, let's see here. I'm gonna leave that alone. That got removed. So that fixed that one problem. We can delete this. Um, cool. All right. Now I think what I want to do is try to add AI. Is that the next thing to add? What else would I do? I think it's got to be like NPCs and stuff. Think little things that walk around and stuff like that. That'll be like the next networking challenge. Hmm. I guess so. I actually think I made a I already made a zombie sprite for the just for the occasion. Where are you? App, client. Oh man, this looks really bad. That's okay. He just needs to be a green thing. Oh, here comes the kittens. Hello, you. They take like a short nap and then they just immediately wake up. They're like, come pet me. All right, I'm gonna put my desk up. All right. NPCs it is. I don't want to do this. I have this body component, which I was kind of using for player bodies, but I could reuse that for monster bodies too. So it's like one component with with one. Hmm. The advantage of having one component with a bunch of different types is that then it's very flexible in terms of what I can pack into it. The only downside is a little bit confusing, maybe. It's hard to differentiate what the difference between a player and a monster. But I think I should use a different component for that anyways if I wanted to. So I'll probably will reuse the body component for tracking that. That's one of the big things that we send over. We send positions over, inputs over, body over. They don't have a speech. They might have a weapon, and they will have a health. And the body will, yeah, I think we'll use a body then. I need to if I go to the client, or no, if I go to render, in here I have the mapping of hats. Really, this should be like a different component, which is like the hat component or something like that. The hard part is I'm picking a random body, but now I need to not pick a random body. There needs to be like a I guess I could have a random range and then just have off that range be something different. Maybe the first thing I'll do is I'll clean this up, make a hat component. And then this will use body and hat. And if there's no hat, it'll just not use the hat. It won't do any hat animation. Or should I just have some equipment? Like I could have an equipment component which just has all of the equipment that the thing's wearing. Big decisions. I feel like, is it easier to split up one big component to multiple little components, or combine multiple little components to one big one? I feel like it's probably easier to split up. I just don't see any downside to having one big component which has all of the equipment. I guess the only downside is if you have something, if you have an entity that has like a different, that like does like can't wear a hat or something like that, but he's just always not wearing a hat, you know? Like it doesn't filter things as easily. But how I've started is I've had like, I have body, I have weapon. So weapon's kind of isolated. Animation issue day. Well, I'm gonna try to add NPCs. I don't think I'll get them all added today, but I think it's gonna be the next thing I do. Ow. Sorry, my cat just jumped on my back and he's got some claws, man. You're crazy. That was painful. NPC day, yep. Let's see. These are the hard decisions with ECSs, I think. I feel like the simple thing is to just do one component, and then inside of that it'll be like, if you don't have the thing equipped, you just have like a 0 there. All right, I think what I'll do is I'm gonna update the body component to have like a body type, hat. Well, I should make body type a thing. Wait a second, let me think here. Yeah, here's what we'll do. Okay. This is gonna be uint 16. Before I made it a 32 because there was so many. I would do a uint 8. I probably could do a uint 8 now, but I'm gonna use a uint 16 because I assume I'm eventually gonna have more than 256 bodies. We'll have a hat type. I need to do this in general, and that the thing is, when you have a networked game like this, you really have to strip out all of the like the data behind, all the data that doesn't change behind it, just to like some identifier, I think, and then you have to send just the identifier over from the client to the server, from the server to the client, so the client can replicate that entity. And so the body's kind of like my main way of doing that right now. Like I send the body over, and then the entire entity gets created, and I think that that's an okay pattern in general. I think players that aren't you are going to be treated very similarly on each client compared to how NPCs will be treated. Sorry, I have to put my chair far away so my cats can't jump up. So we'll do this. I'm gonna maybe rename this. Because ultimately this is gonna be like the way I thought about it originally was like, this is gonna be the body component. And it's gonna be used to decide what body sprite gets drawn. Then I was gonna have a hat component. But I don't think it's very useful to organize it that way. Like I feel like it's just I feel like it just splits stuff up too much. But body kind of is confusing. If it's like something that needs to hold the body, the hat, which is maybe like equipment. But maybe body isn't very changeable. No, I feel like it's as changeable. The body sprite that gets drawn is as changeable as equipment that you wear. It's maybe less frequently updated, but still. That is maybe one thing though. Like you might change your hat and I just want to send the hat over and have that stuff change, and I don't want to change anything else. So now if I do it this way on the networking, if I group them all into one component, in the networking, I'd probably send the entire body over. I mean, I guess I could split it up, but I'd probably send the entire body over, which maybe wastes some space. So every time you change one of your pieces of equipment, I have to send the entire body over. Hmm. I don't think that's so bad though. I really don't. I don't think that's terrible. That's probably fine. The other thing I kind of lock myself into with this structure, if I have one body for literally everything, is that if you like, let's say you have a hat that's not compatible. Sorry, I'm just like going down a rabbit hole of like making sure that this is gonna work. If you have like a hat that's not compatible with certain body types, how do you enforce that here? What's up, Kai? How you doing? I guess you could be like, when you equip the hat, you just be like, oh, it only works for this body type, or it doesn't work for these body types, or something like that. Because part of me is treating the body like, I'm gonna do this. I don't know, maybe I'm making a mistake here, but what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm going to, this I still want to keep like that. But I'm gonna have a body type and a hat type. Um, so you have equipment hat. I think the equipment body isn't really, I think the body is gonna define not necessarily what sprite gets drawn. But like the base thing that equipment goes onto. I think I like this. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and I'll be right back, and then yeah, and then we'll continue. We'll continue with the game dev journey. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry, I'm back. I made some coffee too, so. It was an extra long delay. Oops. Nope. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I think I like how this is going to be organized. I think it's not super bad to group things together like this, at least at the start. Because eventually it'll be, I don't know, like, I don't know, armor, weapon, I don't know, legs, amulet. I think I'll group all those into one component. And then when I serialize it for the network, I can always do some kind of like delta encoding on this type, you know? Make a new message that's like update only the hat or something like that, you know? So I don't think that's too big of a loss. But I think when I write systems, I'm mostly going to be wanting to get all of the equipment, you know? And this is just going to be like the equipment definition. This isn't going to be like the actual thing that operates, if that makes sense. So, okay, we'll have equipment, which is going to be a hat. This needs to be, let's go ahead and go to here. Right now we have it defined like this. So we'll make bodies. Jacob would be so proud right now. Are you still around, Jacob? I'm using a const block. You always have to have a body. Normal body type equals iota. Zombie body. Yep. Are you proud? I'm gonna do 2 const blocks though. So would you do 1 const block? Would you do this? And then like, I don't know, top hat. Mohawk. Would you do this or would you do this? What would you do? What's your style preference? I'm definitely gonna do this one. I'm just curious. What you prefer? Two if using separate types. Gotcha. Yeah. So that's the same kind of rationale that I extended when I was doing the other one. Like because these are all kind of like different things. I guess these are a bunch of IDs, but whenever I do iotas like this, I always group it into one thing. It's kind of like a little bit like a process. Else I just make different ones. Because I feel like when you use iota, it's like these are grouped together like logically. But they're kind of logically grouped together, but they're not really, I don't know. I'm trying to validate myself. Render. Okay. We need to have no hat. Can you even do it separately with iota? Probably not. I don't know how it would know. It probably has to be inside of a parentheses. You can do it this way though. You can have two, you can restart the iota, I believe. But I don't think I couldn't do like const like this. I don't think that would work. Hate how Go doesn't have proper enums. Yeah. See you later, Jacob. Thanks, buddy. Have a good day as well. Yeah, it is useful. Union types are. I kind of made a hacky one just for my serialization, which ended up being pretty nice. It was a bit painful to create though. goes very heavy on like everything should be abstracted into an interface. That seems to be the like way of doing it. All right. You have hat types. So you have your equipment hat, you have your body, which can be a body type. Okay. We have our equipment. Then we'll go through and this is gonna be a little bit hacky to start, but I'm just gonna do this. At IDX equals equipment dot hat, and then if at IDX is not equal to 0, or rather well, we can actually just do this. Yeah, this is just to skip the index. I'm just gonna do if equipment dot hat equals no hat doesn't equal. I'm trying to think of how to cleanly do this. We'll do like this. If it's not equal to no hat, we'll index in here, get the thing. That's gotta be an int. RNG body. Yeah, so now we have this num body types. We'll do this max hats or num hats. The problem I have, the nice thing about enums, or one of the nice things that would be, or something that would be nice to have in Go would be a way to scope this stuff. Like, I don't want to have a global variable called no hat. You know, I want to be like hat type dot no hat. That's one thing that would be nice to have, but I don't want to make a new package just to have like hat type, you know? And I have a billion imports, you know, it would just be nice to have some kind of scoping. I don't know if anyone knows how to do that. Sub packages would be cool, like inside of a package. Like I literally just want it for this type of stuff though. Maybe I'd use it for other things. It's just annoying to have to do like a crazy import, right? Or it's crazy to do another import just to have like hat type. Hard to deal with packages that go and they can't import each other. And you can have packages inside of packages. Yeah, I usually feel like when I have, like when you're talking about they can't import each other, you mean like recursive imports. I usually think when I have that problem, it's because I have some like logical problem with how I've structured my stuff. Yeah, I have had that before. Though the thing that when I tried to do like code generation to generate code that would like be my ECS framework, you know, because they didn't at the time they didn't have generics. Now I'm using generics obviously, but at the time I would try to like generate stuff and I would end up with a lot of very recursive packages just because I had this like package out here that like I'd import here, but like I needed to use this to generate stuff into here. It was weird, but I ended with a lot of weird import stuff because of that. What's up, Waddy Neck? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. I think this is the first time I've seen you. I'll move projectile type up here too. What's up, Dracula? How you doing today? Had a delicious Subway for lunch. I actually had Wendy's yesterday. You'd be proud, Conifer. They have peppermint like milkshakes right now. It was pretty tasty. I'm a pigeon. What are you doing? Nice. I'm just coding. I don't know, man. I tried Wendy's and it was delicious. Subway is the bomb. One tiny, two square. Sorry, I was busy. We were celebrating coworker's birthday. Nice. That sounds fun. Yeah, happy birthday to your coworker. Yeah, mine is going pretty good as well. Yeah, today we're working on. Well, I did a little bit with the networking at the start. There's some little bug with how I was shooting. The shooting colliders were being generated on the client. So I fixed that, and then now I'm trying to clean up how like equipment and bodies and stuff is serialized and sent, or not really serialized, but how it's like grouped together. What I've landed on is I'll have body type that goes into a body component. I'll have equipment type that has a bunch of equipment types like hats, for example, and maybe weapons as well. And then I put projectile type up here. But I already had this one. There's just one projectile type right now. Yeah. And I'm just fixing the code bugs caused by my change. Oh yeah, num hats, num bodies. Oh yeah, then I got distracted because I was like, it would be nice if I could scope these somehow, but Go won't let me do that. So I'll just cry. Using Go for your backend in the game? I'm using Go for all of my game. Like literally every part of my game uses Go, yeah. The front end, the proxy, and the back end. Oh yeah. Still waiting for unit lang. I'm tempted. I think if I did write my own language and ported all this over, I think it would be very similar to Go in how it's laid out. I would probably add like the things, like the problem with like building your own language is like there's no way anybody but you uses it, you know? So I'd write a language, I'd be the only one that uses it, and just go back to Java, you silly goose. And I would just add like, I feel like I would just add like preferential stuff. Like it would be nice to have like scoping for this. But it's like, am I really gonna write a language just to do that? Scala sounds way better than Java. Hey, don't you talk bad about Java. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually gonna change this to be num body types. Num body types. Num hat types. Anything sounds better than Java. The problem, I had that code. Where did that come from? Oh, well, let's just do this. Comment this out. We don't want to pick a random one when someone logs in. Wait, what? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that commented till I fix it. Also, why is it oddly quiet in the background? What have you done to the cats? Just use TypeScript? Ooh, now we're talking. I actually don't, I know you like TypeScript, Dracula, but I feel like it's, yeah. Yeah, about that. About that. We're gonna have to talk about that. I'm gonna leave equipment out for now. No, I guess I've already written it. Go use Nelua. Is that how you say it? Nelua. Nelua. And feel the joy of Lua as a system lang. I've actually never written Lua in my life, so. Are you planning to add scripting to your game, or you just make everything in Go? I probably won't add scripting. I'm a very I don't like using things that like capture your runtime, if that makes sense. I'd rather build a library that makes it easier to do something than write a runtime that I script inside of that makes it easier to do something, if that makes sense. That's that might be a preferential thing. That's just how I prefer to organize stuff. So scripting I probably wouldn't do. I could see it for something like mods. It would be nice to have scripting, but I don't know. You would do that because you want to limit. I don't know. I guess you probably want to limit what people can do in your game. But because it's already pre-compiled, you kind of need to have some kind of scripting inside of it. The nice part about scripting, I guess, is it probably would be more hot reloadable. I wouldn't have to restart my game every time, but that's a minor overhead for me right now. Body, RNG, body. This is always a login, so this is always going to be like, I don't know, I call it normal body. I guess I could structure all of my like enum-like things like body normal. And that kind of scopes it by just prefacing it with body. Body normal. I don't know. Normal body just feels more natural. I might try out Scala one day. SBT sucks, just saying. I want to improve it. I don't even know what SBT is. Programmers be like one of those girls who say, I can fix him. Wait, what is that in reference to? The one I want to improve it. Yeah. I don't know what SBT is, so I can't really pass any judgment there. I definitely think I can fix stuff though. I don't know. It's always like, should I use this library or like I could probably just write it myself. I'll always write it myself, and then it's always terrible. SBT is an interactive build tool for Scala. Oh, gotcha. Interactive. That's interesting. No, wrong file. Player. Oh, I just called it normal. See what a terrible see if I could scope it, it would be perfect. Do I do hat? I could do this. What do you guys think? Yeah? Keep going? You like this? Stop this man. He's gone insane. See, it looks ugly, but it makes sense. I wish I could put a period, just replace the underscore with a dot. Because ideally I'd have a type hat. I guess I could do this. Wait a second. This equals 0. If I do this. No, that doesn't work, does it? Too Great British Newt to stop. Oh geez, now I'm being paid to not do this. That's how bad it is. You know what I mean though? Like I want this. Thanks, Conifer. I appreciate it, buddy. I want this, like, logically I want something like this, like a divider. I just don't know what to use. I guess I could do this. But then it's weird you have hat top. Hat. What it mean? How's that, Conifer? You like this better? What are your Lua? What are your Lua thoughts about this? Your first impression as a Lua expert? I'm fine with this, I think. Repeat? My wife tugged me away? Oh, you're all good. What do you think about this? Just preface it with hat. Then it's always like, I want the body. It's like this, but just minus that. Body normal. I feel like I kind of like this. This would be perfect if I could do something like that, but I can't. Looks fine that way. Yeah, my tendency is to go do like normal body, because that feels more readable. But body normal feels more. Can you raise the font size? Yeah, I can do that. How do I do it across all of it? Increase font size for all buffers. God, dude. Emacs is so ridiculous sometimes. It's like, oh, you just need to improve, you just gotta include these two libraries so you can like I just want to change my font size, bro. All right, we'll go, there's probably a way to do this. Customize Emacs. Specific face? No. Emacs moment, there it is, it's called use a proper IDE, dang. No way. Face is matching. Stop believing you're in the 80s. Wake up, bro, it's 2022. Have I been asleep this whole time? Battery status? That's kind of cool. Bro, I use Kate with Vim. I swear, oh, customize Emacs. Oh, custom themes. Nope. I thought this would have it in there. I know I've been in this menu where you can Specific option. Customize Emacs. One hour later when streams. Use default font. That's just gonna use my system font. I just need to change the font to use. Oh, set default font. This is what I was looking for. Oh God. What did I change it to? Wait, where was I? That. Oh, set default font. Where are you? 15? How's that? Comic Sans. You guys want Comic Sans? I don't even have it. This is the coolest one I could do. This is pretty big. Yeah, I'm a source code pro kind of guy. Okay, body normal. Oh, mog dot. New body. So this is the logic when when I'm on the client and I receive a network update. If I receive a body component, I spawn the body. I should also have. Yeah, I think the font's bigger. I did it on my terminal. It's just like things wrap around more often, but it's not terrible. It would be nice if I could code in my natural habitat, but then like have something else that upscales it for everybody else. You can see it better. Or maybe like have some zoomed in thing that's like just where I'm looking at. That'd be a cool OBS plugin. But yeah, I get that it would probably be nice to see my font a little bit better. Maybe I'll just leave it like this and just get used to it. Once I receive a new body, I need to make the animation. Oh, it's pouring rain right now. I'm gonna go look outside real quick. Sorry, I had to go look. Open my curtains. Because these are two independent components, I need to be able to update the animation to have different equipment. So I kind of need to like equip the animation with the. I need to equip the animation with. Opens curtains. Wow, rain. I need to like modify the animation to have the new equipment, basically. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, I think you can. What you can do, what I could do in Tmux is, I like the GUI version of Emacs better, just because it's a little bit like more intuitive. Like some things don't work in terminal as easily, but if I did use a terminal editor, I could probably use Tmux, have the one I'm working on, and then have like another one, have another instance that just has it open, and they stream the one that's open, but not the one I'm working on. I got snow French moment. Nice. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, because every time I get a body, I should be getting an equipment too. Wait a second. Oh, this is kind of wait, can't I do that? Oh, it's not an entity, it's a component slice. Frenchmen, yes. Uh-oh. We're about to have a battle in chat. Normandy is British. I need to go. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Appreciate you popping in. I'll see you later. Hat anim. Wait a second. Render? Wait, why is there... Oh, wait a second. What does this return? Returns an animation. We'll do a pointer here. That. There. French wave the white flag real quick on this one. Is Normandy is British? I don't even get it. I'm too American, I think. Uh-oh. I just had a little a light flicker. If I lose power, you'll know why. Oh no. Americans at it again. Before you do, check the zoomies on Discord. That's a lot of zoomies. Look at that. That's so cute. Look at this guy jump, dude. What a leap. Corgi? Is it a corgi? The skybox really makes it here, you know? Because it's like, oh man, this guy's chasing me. This guy's going for it though. Right, that's gotta be a corgi, right? Your Japanese looks weird, man. Yeah, I don't have very many font packs installed. Oh, I forgot to get my coffee. My coffee's just been sitting there brewing. Give me 1 second. All right, my coffee's like lukewarm. He hasn't still hasn't installed Agent Font since they installed Arch. Shake my head. Yep, I'm missing a lot of fonts. That's some strong coffee though. Whew. I think it's the longest I've ever brewed coffee for and not gotten it. It must have been like 30 minutes. I don't know what to do here because I need to like I go through this component slice, which is a bunch of arbitrary components. I get the body out, and then I make an animation based off of that. But I don't actually write it yet because I'm still looping through. I almost need to have a so the hat animation needs to be attached to this animation. So I have to like attach it later. It's just a weird like it's a weird loading problem. This is a tricky one. I don't really know what the general problem here is though. I guess the problem is that sometimes I need two components. Hmm. What am I looping over here? It's a component slice. I think I should load this into an entity. So when it's in a component slice, I don't know. I can't overwrite components because I don't really know which spot in the array each component type is. But when I use an entity, I have like this type that's called an entity, which just has a mapping from which internally holds a mapping so that components can't be duplicated, basically. So I think I might change. World data needs to be in a component slice because it is important that I don't send the strings, the internal data over, like the string that is used to deduplicate things. But here, maybe the first thing I do is I convert it to an entity and then I go through and do this parsing. That's probably the right way to do it. That'll give me more flexibility in terms of how I update stuff. Because right now I'm like looping through the slice. Here's a bunch of components I have to add. I could just add those immediately rather than having to, you know, like modify it later. Update world data, and then I write the world data. So the entity has like a write. Let me pull it up. It's basically this. So instead of, I think what I'll do, is there any reason I have to, sorry, I'm trying to think here. Is there any reason not to just write the entity at the end of this? Like, why don't I just do this? ECS.new, I'm gonna call it int. Then I do comp slice dot dot dot. That adds all the components into this entity and creates it. I don't need this anymore. So I'll make an entity, then I'll go through. Oh, this added all the components in here already. So then I don't need to necessarily loop over this. I'm just gonna do a big block comment here, just so that I can keep them separated. Okay. Now I loop over the comp slice. I guess probably the thing to do is to make an empty entity. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna push it in. I'm gonna copy all this mumbo jumbo. Just there, I think. I'll yoink that. Where was I? Oh no, where did I go? Ah, here we are. Okay, then we do a type switch. I make a server transform. I wonder if I should read the entity. I guess I can read stuff whenever I need to. But essentially, I make a server transform. Then instead of writing it to comp slice, I do int dot add the server transform, and then I want to remove. I gotta do delete on entity. Wait, why do I pass a world in here? Why do I pass ID in? Can I do int dot delete? I think I have to make this generic. We basically delete the phi2 component. There might be a better way to do this. Let me just like what I was thinking. I guess if I did it this way, it would be something like e entity, delete on entity. It wouldn't be generic. But you'd have to pass in what you want to delete. But then you can do component.name and delete that one, you know? So essentially what that would look like would be this. It would be int dot delete pause. I have to pass the type in though. That's not so bad. I'm gonna do it this way. I'll make this to-do city like alternative. This bottom one's probably a little bit faster, but I think that that's a lot cleaner. Okay. We want to add the server transform and we want to remove this one. And that's because we're going to do the interpolation thing that I described at the start of the stream to actually calculate what the physics position is based off of the server transform. That's why we delete it. Then now we get the this is like, oh, we have a body update coming over the network. The first thing we do is we check to see in the ECS system if this body is changing, and if it's changing, we need to update a bunch of components, because that basically means that the animation probably changes, the it means the animation changes, it means the Collider changes. Collider cache probably doesn't change. That's why I have a to do. This would come from the weapon changing. Attack cooldown. And probably doesn't need to be overwritten, but that's fine. Right now I'm lumping everything into the body, but we will fix those eventually. But how this will look now is int.add let's just go ahead and copy all these. I'm gonna delete this though. I love Veratic functions. They're so convenient for things like this. Huge fan. Huge fan. Huge Veratic, or is it Variadic? I think it's Variadic actually. If they didn't have Variadic, I think, and they didn't have function overloading, I don't think I could use Go. All right. Now we can do, just, this is temporarily. Here's another to do for you guys. Now we can do int dot read from, I guess I could do ECS dot read from entity. And we want to read the what component do we want to read? We want to read the mog dot man, I just lost it. Hat type. No, equipment. Okay. And then we pass the entity in. That's going to be equipment. Okay. I'm just going to panic here because this is temporarily. I'm just trying to get the other stuff working. Then we'll eventually fix this. Body updates must accompany. Okay. So now we read the equipment update as well. And then we're going to change the animation with that data. Whew. What an ordeal. One thing I always forget to do when I modify like a submodule that's in my workspace, I always forget to like update the module I'm working in with the submodule changes, because my workspace just like abstracts that from me and I forget about it. Don't need I anymore, I guess. Oh. Okay, perfect. And that's happening because our certies, we have body, and we also need to add equipment now. This is the union thing I was talking about. I basically pass in the type, and then it automatically figures out how to serialize it. Man, this has been happening a lot to me recently. Just like running out of space. It's ridiculous. 1 second. It's all because of Go builds too. Like they just take up so much room. Look at this shit. Look how many Go builds there are. Gotta clean out the homework folder. I know. Isn't this insane? I'm still scrolling up. That's nuts. Now I'm scrolling down. React finally going well? Nice. I think I'm not sending it yet though. So on the server, on the networking code for the server, when we send a body. Oh wait, that's for logins. There's essentially well, somewhere I must read the body, right? Oh, this is for receiving. When I'm sending though, I get the speech, I get the weapon, I get the body. We also want to read the equipment. So we'll read the equipment out of it, and then we just want to send that along as well. Uh-oh. Oh, equipment declared but not used. Oh, whoops. Never really worked with it, but it's not that hard. It's just not very clear if there's a best way to do things. Yeah, I feel like I didn't, like, I kind of understood the point of those reactive systems, which was that you have a bunch of data. When that data changes, it automatically trickles down and affects the UI. Like, that part makes sense. But then it, like, wasn't really clear to me how, like, how you would solve certain things, like data that was changed by like one thing, how that, like, I don't know. Like, I wish they just had like one mental model for everything and it was like everything flows this one way and it's like that's how it works. But it seemed like there was like, oh, you have to do this other thing to, like, if it's in this situation you do this, and that's why I liked Svelte a little bit more. I feel like I was a little bit simpler. But I'm not really a front end person, so I probably didn't really fully appreciate it. Mog.equipment. Svelte is greater than other front-end framework, to be honest. Yeah. No, I like Svelte. Svelte was really nice. State management is easier. Yeah. React's biggest weakness is the lack of global state. Huh. Yeah. And I guess I don't fully know. I do feel like I feel like that's a strength. Yeah, I probably don't know enough to like comment or understand what you guys really mean there, but I feel like the nicest way to have a UI system would be like you just have a bunch of data. You have a bunch of data laid out with like maps and arrays and stuff like that, and then that automatically gets like mapped into a UI that resembles that stuff. And then you maybe have like a little bit of, and like you click a button, it changes that data and that ripples through and propagates perfectly, you know? I guess the hard part is kind of I guess the hard part is like how you skin it then after that. But I feel like that's maybe like a separate problem. So then you can define like, oh, this is this thing and this is how you draw. I don't know. If I was, that's probably the direction I'd go in, and if I was building something that was like that. So maybe in that sense, there is one big global state that gets passed down and rendered. But I guess it depends on what you mean by global. Of course, I'm probably like, there's probably like some very obvious things I'm not thinking about, which make my model not work, but That would be my initial attempt if I had to write one. I think UI systems are really hard though. I will say that. Body of this okay, what did I do wrong here? Read the equipment out. This means that there should be equipment. But yeah, I think it's good for my deck building app. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. UI is unsolved for sure. Yeah. And you can kind of tell it's unsolved because like there's so many options that are all like a little bit different, you know? And then you look at like linked lists and stuff like that, like, okay, we get it. Like this is, you know, people have solved linked lists, right? Or people have solved like slices basically, because everybody, like most languages do very similar things for slices nowadays. A little clip of it in Discord if you want to take a look later. Oh, and show and tell? Yeah, let's look. Oh, what? That looks super good. Dang. That looks cool. How? I can't tell how they're sorted. I guess the one you hover is on the top, but then otherwise they're sorted left to right. That's kind of nice. Oh, I like there's a button. Load cards. Dude, I do the same exact stuff. I love it. That looks good. I was expecting it not as like a dig or anything like that. I was expecting it to be a lot lower quality. That does look good though. Yeah, no, that's good. I think it looks really good. We send the equipment over. I swear I must have some like weird read from entity equipment. So it's clearly not there. Now let me play Pokemon card battles. Yeah, that's step 2. Step 1, done. Step 1, render the cards. Step 2, Pokemon battles. I don't know where my cats went. They might have gone to my bed and went to sleep. I'm gonna put my desk down. Give me 1 second. It will be a web app where you can register your collection and cards you want to have or trade. Oh, that's cool. Is it like or you would like, so it's for trading your real cards. Also make decks, and the app would give you some hints on what kind of cards you need for a balance deck. Oh, cool. That's interesting. I used to collect Pokemon cards growing up, but I literally never played it. I literally never learned how to play Pokemon, but I did have cards. I wish I still had them. I feel like they'd be worth something today, but I don't know. They're in some book somewhere. Now it's Stripe integration and boom, escrow card trading. That's true. Make sure you tax people. Tax them for your marketing fee. Got into the game a couple months back. It's really fun and easy to get good at. Oh, cool. Is there like an online one? Or you have to buy, you basically have to play with cards? Like, is there an official online one, I guess? Only ads if it gets to that. Pokemon card auctions. Ooh, now there's some big money. That's like, what's his face? Logan Paul had like that one. You got that one really expensive one or something. I just know people like millions of dollars go into some special cards, you know, which is kind of crazy. Oh, I'm never writing that. Hmm. Once I go through the comp slice, what is this? That's the type switch. That loops the comp slice. This should be written, but it's failing before that. Yeah, there's some apps you can use for online play. That's cool. That'd probably be the way to learn. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm not even adding the equipment component to the player yet. Body. I'm just gonna do this for now. Uh-oh. anim.hat.update. So we need to check for nils now. Frick, dude. I really need to clean up this system. We'll do body. If anim.hat not equal to nil. We'll do all the hat stuff. Like so. Okay. Those are separated now. Community is also very nice. So you could just go to a local event and everyone would be more than happy to teach you. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like if I went to an event to play though, I'd probably like want to learn a little bit before. I'd just show up and like, hey, I have no cards and teach me. I'd just like lose every game. That'd be cool though. I guess if it, maybe I'm thinking more of like a tournament, you know. I guess an event could be a little bit more casual for sure. Value receiver should be immutable. Wait, what do you mean? Okay, you'll have my app to help you out. Exactly. I'll go and like I'll have my laptop next to me and I'll be in your app the entire time. Like sorry, I'm just like I'm referencing my cheat sheet real quick. It says here I have a 99% chance of beating you in this game based off of the cards played. That's what I'll tell my opponents. And I'll be like, so do you want to forfeit now or do you want to play it out? And then I'll lose. I'll be like, oh, because I was wrong. Why should you be able to modify a value in a struct method? Why should you be able to modify a value in a struct method if it isn't a pointer? Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, if your function is operating on a value rather than a pointer, it should like give you an error if you try to modify something internally inside that struct because it's making a copy effectively. Yeah, I could see that as a source of bugs, I guess, where you think you're updating something but you're not actually updating it. Unless you return, like you could have a function where you do something on the thing and then return it. So in that sense, you're like operating on your copy. You copy it, you operate on the copy, then you return the copy. So that's reasonable. But if it's not going to return anything, then you'll be editing something. I guess they could probably have some linter that checks that. We need to add hats now. Oh yeah. So new player entity, we want to add the equipment. Default body. Oh, this is where I wanted the random. Man, I had code that did this. I guess it's actually, I actually know what I need to type. Rand.int in. Hat type. Hat max. Wait a second. Oh, wait a second. What did I just change? Oh, I want to do, this is in the wrong spot though. Wait a second. I thought I changed this. I'm pretty sure I changed this to have body in it. I don't need, yeah. T.body. Like that. Okay, perfect. We don't need that anymore though. Ah. Okay. Body. Now we want to do random equipment. This is where we want to do the event. This is going to be hat type. Hat. This is going to be hat max. I like this. I like how I structured that with the with the with like the hat prefix. I like that. I think it's actually it's memorable. Rand is undefined. Hat type. Oh, this is mog.hat type. We gotta add math rand back. Constant of type 5. Oh, and I guess no hat is an option. So in that sense, oh wait. Oh, he got no hat. When you log in, you get a random hat. And let's take a look again. I don't know. So your character is not getting a hat, but The other character is getting a hat. Very strange. Very, very strange. In the live version, everyone gets a hat, I think. Yeah, I think there's some bug where it's going back, it's falling back to the default one for the player, for your player, but not for other people. Eventually, it's going to be like some equipable thing, though, you know. So I'm trying to like model it in that same way. Or maybe it's in actually network. So this is the server side. So this logic looks fine to me. I get the random equipment with a random hat. I think that works because you see other people's random hat. Then on the client networking, you should be receiving a body update. Oh, wait a second. The problem is that you get your body in two ways. You can get it in the login response, and you can get it in the in this message. So in the login response, I should return the equipment as well. So let's just go ahead and do that because that's the right solution. Then in the server login response. Wait a second. This is what I send. Yeah. I'm just gonna random. Sometimes I try to shorten stuff and then I end up like, what is it? RNG? RND? I don't know. I think that's a better. Not that much longer anyways. So now the login response will return the equipment that you're loaded with. Because like what's gonna happen when this person logs in really is we're gonna go make a database call, look at what their equipment is, and then send that back to them. And that'll be their starting point. Then just on the client, when you receive a login response, this now comes from login response. We can do that. Cool. The most annoying thing about this run script is that when I have one thing fail, it keeps running for some reason. I thought when I did set-e, let's look at that really quick. This annoys me to no end. Oh, I think it's because I background these. I don't detect an error code. Maybe I should run like go build or something like that. I don't know. That's probably what it is. Because I background them, the SETI doesn't work. Okay. That guy should have a top hat. This guy should have a mohawk. Cool. All right, that looks good. All right, I'm just gonna stage all this. We'll take a look. Okay, so that changes. This I can clean up now because I don't even want to have this linger. World data, last update. Okay, that gets added down there. Okay. We make an entity, we're looping through the world data, we make an entity, we do all the stuff with it. I don't need this anymore. I do ECS.write entity. This needs to be removed though. But this needs to be added. or int dot write. We'll add this last update component. This is for tracking things that need to be removed. We don't need this anymore because now we're writing the entity here. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Oh, it's add. Gosh. Gotta love it. That's weird. int.add last update time.now. It's weird it only happened for one of them. Also weird that just this guy has it. It's like he's not it's like he's missing some component. Let me just make sure that this is at the right scope. World data. Am I writing this correctly? World ID int.add int.delete phi2.pause. I wonder if this isn't working or something like that. So that seemed to fix it. But I shouldn't need it because it should be getting added here. Huh. It's weird it's only happening for one of the players. So it must be a part of this thing. When I do this, I add keybinds, I add render input. Player entity should be created. And this should have, oh, this doesn't have a position on it. Oh no, it should have spawn point, right? So when I call, very strange. You would think that removing this wouldn't. Wait, what the heck? Int.delete int. I messed that function up, didn't I? We add the server transform, then we remove that one. Okay, so they both think that now. It's weird though, because they should get their own. It's like their position component's not being created, but it should be getting created by this. There int that. Oh, this is sent over the network channel. Oh, so it does all flow through here, doesn't it? Hmm. I mean, I really don't like this. I know it's wrong now. Because I'm creating it here. I'm passing it over here, and this is where it actually gets parsed. But for some reason, the physics position doesn't get created for your player. I guess because you're like what I could do here is I could check to see if you have a physics position, and if you do, then don't write anything, and if you don't, then do write something. Flip update the next one. I mean, the problem kind of stems from right, the network sends this physics update. The client rewrites it as a server transform that it just received so that it can interpolate between it. But then if this physics update never gets spawned when the entity is created, it just gets confused. I just don't know why it works for some, but not all. I don't know why the other one gets it created. Let me look at my client 2 here. Yes, I'm skipping here. This is where the client prediction stuff works. This is where the interpolate stuff happens. I do filter on that. Maybe I just don't remove this. I just don't remove this, and it's gonna get overwritten anyways by the server transform. I had this general problem of like, it's hard to make sure everything's constructed properly on both sides. All right. Okay, that's good. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Looks good. Those are good. That I can delete. Is that the only thing? Yep. What did I do? Oh yeah. Separated hats from bodies. Whew, I just sneezed. Luckily I muted myself in time because that was a loud one. It was a loud sneeze. All right. Why did I do this? Oh yeah, because I wanted to have zombies. Sometimes it's like you want to get this thing done, so you have to do a bunch of this other stuff to get things set up so you can actually do this change. I guess I maybe could have planned stuff better, but it's hard to know the right way to plan stuff early on until you start to like realize how things should be. I found that that's one of the more difficult things about software engineering. But I feel like I'm slowly nailing down what abstractions I want, so that's the positive. All right, let's go do this. We'll make a file called npc, or I could call it bot. Actually, what time is it? 8:30. I'll keep going a little bit longer. We'll make a file called npc.go. And in here, well, so I need to decide how I want to synchronize this. I can either make I either treat them exactly like players and then I update them like players too, or I know that or I make them like their behavior very deterministic based off of the state of the world, which might be kind of challenging. And then I just put them in a certain spot and then trust that the client, like have the client extrapolate everything that they do. That's kind of what I do for the projectiles that get shot. Like I have the client shoots them at a certain tick and I just simulate what it should look like. I don't actually spawn that on the server and then have the server tell the client back like, hey, this projectile's over here now. You know? But for like NPCs, let's say you're fighting something. The client can more accurately simulate, well, depending on how big the lag is, I guess if it was really high lag, you probably want to have it deterministically simulated on both ends, but not synchronized really. It's kind of like a weird prediction problem. The only problem, if you make really stupid AI that's like, oh, like move in this pattern, always move in a circle, that I could simulate really, really easily. And then I could just spawn it on both sides on all the clients, and the clients would simulate it in sync the entire time, basically. But if you start adding more complicated stuff, like, oh, if there's a player here, then move this way, that becomes harder to simulate. Because then if one client has a different view of the world, like they're missing a player or something like that, like if you have a bad guy that attacks the nearest player, let's say that's the AI, and every client simulates it themselves and they don't get any synchronization for it, what would happen, I guess, is if the nearest player was missing on one client, he would see the wrong simulation for the monster. So it's hard to make more complicated AI that way. But if I'm just gonna have like patterned AI, then I can just spawn it at a time and let it go, and it'd probably be close enough to where no one would notice. Hmm. The challenge with, maybe I do a little bit of both. Maybe I give like fixed network tick updates somewhat infrequently, and then I just do like a lot of extrapolation based off of what I think that the monster should be doing. Or I replay them just like players, you know? Because how many monsters could you possibly be fighting at the same time? I guess that's the real question. I can see there being a ton of projectiles, so that's why it makes sense to not simulate them. Projectiles also don't live very long, but monsters might live a long time. So the longer they live, the more probability that they might go to sink. So maybe if I do something like how players are, but I have some more extrapolation on where they move, that'd be a good balance of keeping stuff in sync, but also reducing my bandwidth requirements. But so for now, I might just have it run exactly like other players, where they just get network updates and they just kind of slowly move where they should have gone, kind of in the past. I think I like that. And that also simplifies my networking model quite a lot. Because I feel like I could fit most things on the screen in one packet, one big packet of just a bunch of network transform updates. Because that's the most common thing. Okay, let's do that then. I like this. Player. I'm gonna make another one in here. I'll put it here. This is kind of turning into like my config file a little bit. So I'm gonna leave it in there. Put it at the bottom now. New zombie entity. Body doesn't get passed in, equipment doesn't get passed in, nothing gets passed in. We just make the entity. It has an input. It doesn't really have equipment, but it would need to have equipment. Equipment hat is at none. Body is body with body type, or maybe it's type actually, which would be body zombie. Okay, now those get passed in. Is never gonna have a speech. Spawn point. This is kind of eventually this data needs to be passed in for both of them, right? Because you want to spawn a player, it's like, oh, I need to put them somewhere. I'm just gonna spawn them at the spawn point though, just for simplification. Collider is gonna come from the body. It's gonna be the same exact thing. Collider cache we also need to make. 10 health looks good. We'll do no weapon, no attack cooldown. We'll make an entity out of that and return it. I think if I spawn this though, I think if I spawn this on the server, it'll just be there. Except for the fact that the render, like the code that converts the body type to a specific animation type or a specific animation sprite code doesn't handle the zombies yet. So that'll fail, but I should be able to do this. Let's just go to the server. We'll do server doc. We have a, or wait, where is it? New server, create server systems. Here. Where do I even use this anymore? I guess I do. Undefined client tick. Well, someplace I make the world, right? Oh yeah, new world. No, load game. And then I want to do mog.new zombie. World dot ID or new ID. World ID zombie. Oh no, I do no ECS. No, it's zombie dot write to world. I don't know. Write entity. Oh no, it's ECS dot write entity. Zombie. All right, what did I call that? New zombie entity. Feeling very specific today. Okay, there's the zombie. He's got no zombie sprite. I'm surprised it actually didn't panic. I thought it was going to panic. I guess because when I set the animation, I just do, where do I set the animation? I just do man, yeah, I don't even like look. So we want to do body dot if, or we'll do, I don't know, body file. That's the body animation. This will be body file then. I really need to clean up how this stuff gets loaded, but that will not be today. That will be another day. If body file equals body normal. No, I should just do this, shouldn't I? This should just be a map, right? What I should have is a map. Map, body type, to string of body normal. Body zombie. Wait a second. Body, I don't know, body map. Eventually this needs to be some configuration file, I think. But I think that this is actually pretty good. Body map, body.type. If not okay. Panic, unknown, type. This will be pretty easy to find and understand what it was. Think. Cool. Where is the other one? Oh no, it didn't get it. Oh, I didn't forgot to change the name. Oh no, a zombie. It's weird it spawned at a different point, huh? No, it didn't spawn at a different point. Just the mount point is wrong on it. Oh, that's because I changed, let's see here, man, file, open recent, zombie, and on the man I have this new black mount point that I draw on every frame. Where are you? This is kind of annoying. Was it one? Oh, I made him smaller too. Let's do this. I feel like it would be easier to delete this file, copy this file, rename it as zombie, and then just redraw this. Okay. Where's my palette? There we go. Okay, that's the one I want. All right. Looks very sick now. Zombie final v2 final 5 totally final.ase. Yup. You got it. I'm gonna do dark. Top-notch quality, thank you. What happened to my boy? This is just wasn't a compliment. Ouch. Hey, this is we're in pre-production right now, Conifer, so this is just for testing. You should be happy and thrilled that I'm not just using boxes moving around. You should be thrilled. You should be absolutely thrilled. Okay, now the mount point's correct. It's actually not that bad. You know what it is. It's a zombie. It's pretty satisfying to like make very minimal code change. Like all I literally did was not to toot my own horn or anything like that. It's very satisfying to just do something very simple like this. Actually, that's a lie, because I did a lot of upfront work today just to get to the point where I could just do this. But it's very satisfying now to just like, I can make a new sprite, make a new body type, and then voila, it'll render perfectly. Look at those vertices, those edges. Wait, what happened? It's funny, they're exactly on the same spot, so it doesn't know how to sort them. Yeah, I really need to fix my pixel art shader. It's not super good. There's still a little bit of like, that looks pretty fine. New zombie looks like a conifer tree. We gotta chop him down. Oh, I should add trees too. Trees could just be a body type, you know? Now that we're thinking about it. I mean, it is a Uint 16. I was actually thinking about this today. I wonder if I should trees, of course, only coniferous ones. I'm only gonna put deciduous trees in this game. There's gonna be no coniferous trees. Only deciduous. It's gonna be a deciduous forest. It's gonna be a deciduous wonderland. Everyone's gonna be like, wow, it's so tropical here. Deciduous is tropical, right? Deciduous trees. Oh no, they're why don't, I guess they don't necessarily have to be tropical, do they? Oh, they're only the trees that fall. Interesting. Oh, that's funny. Later. Oh, jeez. Could you imagine? That would be so cool. Later you can add trees with hats. I love that. That's hilarious. And weapons too. At this point, you're gonna have to Google stuff up before he gets clipped out of context. Oh, I might have said something. I always say stuff ridiculous. Murderous trees. I was Googling on my side monitor because I was too scared to type deciduous into Google in front of you guys. I did not spell it right. I'll have you know. Every tree gets a different hat. That'd be pretty cool. Hey, the mounting system's in place. Is that what you guys want? You guys want trees? Trees or NPCs? I could probably get a tree drawn and added before I end. Trees? Alright. I don't see any reason why body can't be used for trees either. You know? Actually, make the trees NPCs. Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm actually wrong. What I should do is, unless trees are movable, tree NPCs wear hats are also murder players. Oh yeah, you get too close, they like attach you or attack you. I actually have a my cat just wandered by and like started like doing this little squeaky meow. Oh, give me 1 second. I have tile map objects already in the form of walls. With ECS, everything is possible. Tree NPC, tree NPCs that wear hats and also wear, oh yeah. So we can just add trees now. But tile object. Where is tile object defined? This should be. Actually, this is a good spot for it. I'm going to rename I'm gonna make a to-do to rename this. Wall, object, wall. I don't like calling it an object because I want it, like an object you could think of as like also being something that just falls on the ground, like an item. This is like a tile object. It's like, this would be like what you'd use for houses or walls or trees. Maybe call it like static, but I might not make them static. Let's see. Let me go to the bathroom really quick and I'll think about this. Give me 1 second. In that way of thinking. In what way of thinking? I was thinking along the lines of like structure. Structure. Thesaurus. Structure. Building. Home, house, hut. I'm gonna call it structure. The reason I didn't really like structure though is because struct, like that gets kind of confusing. I guess if I always spell it out though. I'm tempted to make it struct. I guess I can always change it. Add wall, tile object, structure wall, tile object, structure tree. This should probably be a different, like it probably should be the same layer, but it should probably be renamed something different. And then on the client, I have a I loop through the tile objects to decide what sprite they are. Sprite. Map of mog.structure type to string. I could also just hold the actual sprite in there, couldn't I? Whatever. Wall0.png. Structure tree, wall0.png. We'll do sprite. We're gonna get it. Sprite sheet.get structure.type. Okay. If not okay, panic. Unknown structure type. This is all setup stuff, so it doesn't matter too much. I think eventually I might load the sprite in beforehand. That way I can just look this up, and if it exists, I don't have to have the sprite sheet. I can just get the sprite. So now I have to do like 2 checks. It seems silly to do these. Plus I'm already getting it here. Let's just do this actually. Wall sprite, tree sprite, and then we'll just look this up. This will be the sprite. Unknown structure name. Let me do that. Okay. Add world. We'll do one at like, where do I add walls? I guess I add them all here. We'll do one below the south wall. We'll go X. I'm gonna do right in the middle. Then I'm gonna go down like 7. Oh. Structure type equals iota. Uh-oh. Can I use wall sprite? Oh, this needs to be glitch.sprite. All right, then we have that. That's where the tree will go. Tree0.png. We just gotta draw a tree now. Speed running. Gotta update this. Wall. Tree. Oh, there go the cats. They were going for it, that's for sure. All right, where's the middle point of this? I guess that's it, huh? Is that it? That seems pretty good. Can we add a behave component to the cats? I'm gonna make the height a little bit taller. 64. this should be the midpoint. So that's where the like center of the, I eventually need to add the destination mounting point things too. There's no behave components for kittens, unfortunately. They have to level up to full-fledged cats before they can get the behave component added. It's pretty complicated. This dope tree. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Yep. That's what we like. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep, right there. Yep, okay. Maybe a little bit taller. We need some lighting. I wish this would always go to this. Do some of that. You guys hear these cats, man? These guys are crazy. I actually don't know exactly how. It's a pretty bad starting point, but it looks like a tree. Oh, I have to regenerate. Approved. The board has approved this tree. Good. I'm glad. Let's see here. Temporarily. It's approved for temporary viewing. Oh, I forgot that the colors are gonna clash. All right, we have to fix that. So tiny, I know. A bit bigger? What is this? Actually, let's do this. We'll go a little bit darker. These are some vomit greens. Man, these guys are going wild. Wait, why are we not scaling the actual tree in game? Because I'm speedrunning. I'm speedrunning. This is a tree speedrunning. It's too green now. Now it's too blue. The problem is this is the color of the grass. Or is it this the color of the grass? Yeah. I like this color more, but it's also the color of the grass. The blue is good. Ship it. Color theory has left the chat. Yo. All right, guys, this is what we get. This is what we get. Wait, I need to do Go generate dot 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 and bash run. Color theory never wanted to join to begin with. Whew. That's one big old tree. Oh, did I just clip through it? I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. This is big freaking tree, dude. That actually looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, for someone who just made a tree in 5 minutes. And it's collidable. Collidable too. I just need to do a random tree. Did you make a fixed hitbox? Yeah, it's drawn as a circle, but these are square colliders. Well, when projectiles check, it's going to be a circle collider. So there it hits a circle collider. When I walk into it though, it's a square collider. That's weird. Sometimes it like, I don't know if it's a networking thing. It's hard to tell the box collider, but it's taking up one tile right here. All right, we're getting close, boys. Yeah, it's not terrible. I could have spent more time drawing it, but you know, I didn't. Yeah. And you respawn when you die. Well, this isn't live, but I also need to make, do you respawn off the edge? You can't walk off the edge anymore. That should be fixed now. It was the other edge? All right, well, I'll prove it there. I think there is actually a bug. Oh, I can't believe I lied. I guess I lied a little bit. You can walk off the edge. It's just like one, it stops you here. Disappointed. Hey, it's one step forward and a half step back every time. The left edge was the honorable Sudoku edge. Yeah. You mean just seppuku or whatever? I don't know how you say it. The Japanese suicide thing while you fall on your sword. I'll make a button for that. Don't worry. We'll find edge to commit Toyota. Nope. All the edges should be fixed now. I ensured that. But if you go on the actual MMO website right now, it'll still mess up. So if you want to, you can still go kill yourself. Now that that could have been, I don't know, that could be clipped out of context for sure. But all right, we have zombies now. We have trees. We're finally making some gameplay progress. That's a clip 501. Yeah, I know. Just me saying kill yourselves. Here I'm making sure I don't use banned terms. Is that a banned term? I guess I don't know. I've never thought about that. I thought I could just say whatever I want. Pro streamer move? Yeah. If they ban me, I'll just start my own streaming platform. Unit of streams. How expensive could it be? Most people get canceled later on in their career. Yeah, I feel like I'm small enough to where I can just say whatever I want, and if I ever do get big, then it'll be one of those things where like, oh, look at what he used to say. I don't think I said anything that bad, but just kill yourself. But that's like normal. That's normal conversation stuff. So I want to upgrade this graph to draw when render ticks happen and when physics ticks happen, so you can better see like the dividers. He does it again. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna cut this out of the VOD. I think if Joji can get away with it, you can. Oh yeah, I feel like people have done way worse stuff than me, so I feel pretty safe. We were talking about a video game the whole time, anyways. It'll be fine, guys. Don't worry. I'll be if you guys ever see my YouTube channel banned though, you'll know what happened. Oh yeah, video game. I wonder how the sometimes it double shoots. I really need to add this online so I need to have 2 people play it at some point so I can feel how bad the lag is. It's like League where they add the bait ping to be a hook and everyone just uses it as an indication to hang yourself. Are you serious? That's hilarious. That game's a toxic game. Discord. Oh gosh. That's terrible. That sounds so bad. Oh my gosh. You're an expert at this. Because it's like it's me it's me going, I don't think I said anything that bad. Just go kill yourself. Oh man. Oh, that's perfect. Dude, you did such a good job. Oh my gosh. I didn't think that was possible. Now I understand what people mean when they get clipped out of context. That's so funny. That's perfect. I'm genuinely amazed. That's a good one. Dang. Oof. That's pretty funny. I like that. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for today, though. I'm gonna go pet my cats and get some lunch, I think. It was fun, though. It was real. We got zombies. We got some networking improvements. We got some killing people. We have some trees now. Some coniferous trees at that. So, yeah. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, have a good day, too. Alas. Alas, the stream has come to an end. The best trees, yeah. I'll work on I'll probably repaint these at some point when I have a free minute, but hey, it works. And I'll probably scale them up in the game rather than on the sprite sheet. So yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in. I'll see you guys. Bye.